Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am here on Saturday, July 24th, and I am going to preview the men's basketball Olympic competition, which begins this evening. It is an incredible tournament of 12 of the top teams in the world. They are in 3 different divisions of 4, and I'm going to just preview each of them, give a little bit of insight here from our DFS Coach Talk team, and then Andrew and I will be doing a podcast each day to go over the particular games that are being played. And the Olympic basketball event runs from July 24th, this evening, until August 8th, and almost every day it's 4 games. They're starting late at night, about 8 p.m. Eastern, but then they go all the way through basically till almost morning. So the time difference is certainly a challenge here, but we've been there and done that with KBO and other things, and even some of the golf tournaments overseas. So hopefully everybody's caught up in their sleep and ready to catch some fantastic Olympic basketball. Couple of things about the event as well. There, as I said, 3 different pools of 4 teams. They play round robin, and then the top 2 teams from each bracket advance. So those 6 teams then go into single elimination medal round. So can't have any slip-ups once you advance out of your bracket. Couple of differences as far as rules go. They're international rules, which include offensive goaltending, for example. The 3-point lines are a little bit shorter. They also play 4 10-minute quarters rather than 12-minute quarters. So, there'll be 8 less minutes. There'll be 40-minute games. And then there's some nuances with international rules that are a little bit different. But for the most part, it's just going to be absolutely intense basketball. These guys, a lot of them NBA players representing their country. It's about as intense as it gets. It really is. It's similar to NBA Finals basketball. And for some people, this is number one. They interviewed Luka Doncic, who obviously has qualified with the Slovenian team for the first time. And they asked him, what is more important, winning a gold medal for your country or winning an NBA championship? And he said a gold medal for his country would be number one. So they bring the intensity here, and it makes for some incredible basketball. So really looking forward to it. Here at DFS Coach Talk, we're extremely excited. We just announced a summer special that we just launched this evening. And the awesome thing about it is it encompasses all of the Olympic basketball, followed by all of the NBA Summer League basketball, which is also, on with DFS. You're able to play all of those games. And then we've got our Major League Baseball season just in full gear here, going like crazy. There's always a million games. And PGA Golf is very busy as well. So we've got all kinds of things going here. You get all of that with your membership, everything that we have to offer, not just per sport. So we'd love to have you. All right, let's dive into this. Want to keep it informative, but brief enough that everybody has a chance to take a quick listen. Let's start off by going over the odds to win the gold medal for all 12 teams. That'll give you an idea as we go through these and touch on, what rosters have NBA players and what the experience looks like. So I'd like to thank our sponsor, betus.com.pa, for providing these odds. And as far as winning the Olympic gold, Team USA is minus 400. Spain and Australia are plus 800. They share the second and third favoritism. Then it's France plus 1,800, Slovenia plus 2,000, Nigeria's plus 2,800, Argentina plus 3,300, Italy plus 6,600, and then you have the Czech Republic plus 10,000, Germany plus 15,000, Iran plus 50,000, and the host country, Japan, plus a cool 100,000. So that is a pretty good underdog. All right, let's attack these groups. Group 1, we have team number 1 is Iran. Iran happens to be the only team of the 12 that has no NBA representation whatsoever, and definitely will be up against it. Not a lot of experience, not a lot of the guys playing pro ball in Europe. So certainly one of the long shots. They have a couple of victories in preparation for the Olympics, but definitely one of the larger underdogs. And when Andrew and I are doing these slates, by the way, each day we're not going to miss a day of the Olympics. With those 4 games and the 8 teams, obviously, that we'll be previewing every day, we'll go in depth to their roster, statistically what it looks like, what is led up to the Olympics, and then how they're performing in the Olympics. And also, DraftKings is carrying all the different contests for all of the individual games. So we'll be focusing a lot on providing a cash slash hybrid lineup for DraftKings as far as a core build, and then also a core build for a GPP with DraftKings. FanDuel is only carrying a showdown slate each time Team USA plays, so that will be a different situation there, but we will also preview that each time the Team USA plays. And it takes a total of 6 victories, by the way, to get to a gold medal. So, there will be 6 of those showdown slates. Yahoo is not covering Olympic basketball, and we do provide for all 3. All right, back to Iran. We've talked about them. Long shot, no NBA players. Second team in Group A is France, and France is a very formidable team. They have 4 representatives from the NBA that will play an extremely big role. Rudy Gobert, obviously, Defensive Player of the Year 2-time, will anchor that middle. They also have Nicolas Batum, who had a strong season, and Aaron Fournier from the Boston Celtics now. I always want to say Orlando Magic, but Fournier, certainly a sharpshooter, and with the shorter 3-point line, certainly will be dangerous. Then also Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot, who played this season with the Brooklyn Nets off the bench, certainly has some experience and will be also be a very strong player for the French team. So definitely the toughest competition in Group A for Team USA. France definitely can play. So we'll preview them also more in this first group round when they're in their first game. All right, the third team is Team USA, and if you have not familiarized yourself with the roster, there are a few real surprises there and a couple of changes that took place. You have Bam, Booker, KD, Grant, Draymond, Holiday, Levine, who's in COVID protocol, so I'm not sure if he'll be eligible to play, Lillard, Middleton, and Tatum. So a ton of talent. And then there's two guys that were the big surprises. Keldon Johnson, who plays for Pop with the Spurs, and then JaVale McGee. Whoever would believe our center would be JaVale McGee. Shocking, but it makes sense. We certainly have a ton of scoring and upside with the Team USA players, and JaVale does not need any shots, and he is a good defensive stopper at the rim. So hopefully he's able to play a very good role for Team USA. And then the fourth team that rounds out Group A is the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic only has one NBA player, and that's Tomas Satoransky. And he's definitely their go-to guy. He hit a game-winning shot to get them into the Olympics and eliminate Canada from participating. And Sato is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and initially looking at his pricing, it is very cheap. So he's going to be one of the high-owned guys early, and deservedly so. All right, let's jump to Group B. We have Australia, who obviously is possibly the biggest threat to Team USA. They have beaten Team USA twice, with FIBA 2 years ago, and then in the qualifier games coming into the Olympics. So a formidable group for sure, and a lot of experience. They have 6 NBA players. Aaron Baines, who was injured in the prelim game with Team USA, so not positive he's going to suit up, but certainly a force in the middle. Dante Exum, Joe Ingles, Patty Mills, a lot of experience. Great addition for this Olympics, Matisse Thybulle, a fantastic defender from the Sixers, and wily veteran Matthew Dellavedova from the Cavaliers. So definitely a strong team. They also have non-NBA players, some of the Australian pros that are also very, very good competitors. And I think they're definitely a team that has a chance at gold. So they'll be fun to watch, and certainly very competitive, and I believe should come out of Group B fairly easily. Team 2 in the Group B section is Germany. Germany is sporting 2 NBA players, and that would be Mo Wagner and Isaac Bonga, both with the Wizards. So those 2 guys will help them in the interior. Bonga's a good defender, perimeter defender as well. But after that, they do have a few guys playing pro ball in Europe, but certainly an underdog, and it's going to be really tough getting out of this group. And this is the toughest group. Without question, Group B is very difficult. The same goes with Team 3, Italy. So Germany and Italy are sandwiched in here. Both good teams and dangerous teams, but in a really tough group. Italy has 3 NBA players, 2 and I guess 1 that recently played. Nico Mannion, who really showed some progress as a rookie point guard this year, will run the show for Italy at the point. Danilo Gallinari, who had a real nice playoff run there for the Nuggets this year. He's reported to the team here, hasn't been in the preliminary games, but should be ready to suit it up. We'll get confirmation on that, but certainly a terrific player for Team Italy, and should be able to smoke that 3-point line pretty well also. And then the third gentleman I refer to is Nicolo Melli, who has had a nice little stint there in the NBA. Good shooter and good experienced player. So a bit dangerous team, but again, somehow they have to get by Australia. And then Team 4, Nigeria. Nigeria is the big surprise of the prelim games. They beat everybody just about, including Team USA, fairly handily in one of the games prior to. And they're sporting 8 NBA players. So it is far from the Nigerian team, the Team USA drubbed by 63 in the last Olympics. This team is for real. Their group has Achua, Metu, Nawara, Okafor, Okogie, Okpala, Oni, and Vincent. So you've got 8 guys that they all logged some minutes in the NBA this year. And not only are they strong now, but that group is young. We're talking about a lot of rookies, second-year guys there in the NBA. So Team Nigeria, a force in this Olympics, and I think for quite a while to come. So definitely expecting, with no surprises, Australia and Nigeria should be able to advance out of this bracket. All right, before we go to Group C real quickly, we just want to mention a couple of things. Again, DFSCoachTalk.com. We'd love to have you. You can get as little as a 3-day pass for $10. Try us out. We have a fantastic community of really strong DFS players that all have each other's back, share a lot of information, and it's just a great place to be. We do have that $88 summer special that we just announced last night, and that is going to take you all the way through until September 7th, right at the doorstep of the NFL start. So you can join us just by going right to our website. If you need more information, you can check us out on Twitter. We're at DFS Coach Talk. If you want to reach me directly, I'm at JOESARVADI. Andrew is at Language Olympic. Also, big ask, we do this every podcast, and we do keep all of our podcasts in front of the paywall. Again, we're going to be covering every single game of the Olympics, and those will be free on YouTube. But the ask is on YouTube. If you can search us, just go DFS Coach Talk search or Coach Talk. You'll find us there. And then we just ask you to click that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and click the little alert button in the upper corner. That will let you know when any of our podcasts post. We just finished the NBA podcast season. Now with NBA basketball, Summer League, which follows these Olympics, we'll be having podcasts for all of those. Then we will have some MLB podcasts in August and the beginning of September. And then we roll right into our NFL podcast season. So you can always catch us here on YouTube in front of the paywall. And we just ask that you continue to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and that really makes a big difference for us. If you're listening to us on audio on any of our podcast outlets, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, iHeart, everywhere podcasts can be heard, we just ask you take a quick second. It's very important because it moves us way up the list on iTunes, Spotify, and we just ask that you give us a quick 5-star rating and also leave a quick comment. We have a drawing at the end of every month, which is next week, for 1 week free membership, all access to DFS Coach Talk. So we appreciate that as well. All right, Group C, the final 4 teams. Team 1 is Argentina. They have been a force for several Olympics in a row. Definitely a step back for them. A lot of their guys retired, the Manu Ginobili's and on down the road. They do have 2 NBA players and one that recently has played in the NBA, and so they have some experience. Campazzo from the Nuggets, and then Gabriel Deck, who's a real nice up-and-comer NBA player. Those are the 2 that will anchor the team. And then Luis Scola, believe it or not, is still playing. I think he is definitely one of the oldest players in this basketball tournament. But he is out there and he's still getting it done. They also have several players that play professionally in Europe. Not a team you can take lightly. A lot of experience. They always seem to rise to the occasion. So Argentina will be solid. Japan is team 2, the host team. Longest odds to win the gold medal. They do have 2 NBA players, though. Both have gotten some nice minutes this season. Rui Hachimura from Gonzaga and now the Wizards, and then Watanabe as well, who got a good rotation minutes this year. So those 2 guys will help to build things. The rest of their team certainly is a project. They don't have a lot of players that are playing in other countries professionally, mostly just in the Japanese league. So certainly a long shot. Those 2 guys that I mentioned, though, certainly will get some attention from the DFS side of things because of the usage that they'll have. All right, Team 3. It is the other team that is going to be the biggest threat to Team USA, and that is Spain. And Spain only has 5 NBA players, but the 5 that they have are extremely experienced and have been here and done that. So they've all will come in as that foundation of that unit with some young guys that they're mixing in, which makes them very dangerous. Plus, their interior play is going to be far and away better than any other team in this tournament. So you've got Ricky Rubio, who will certainly run the show there. He's been playing point guard for Spain for multiple Olympics. And then you have 2 sets of brothers, and they're all strong interior players. You've got Marc Gasol and Pau Gasol, who's going to play. So, Pau Gasol and Scola definitely taking the trophy for the 2 oldest members that are lacing them up. But both of those guys have tons of experience and are dangerous. And then the other brothers are the Hernan Gomez's. And both of them had good rotational minutes for their teams in the NBA. Both can play at the block and hit those mid-range jumpers. So certainly a big threat, and certainly the team that I expect to come out of this bracket without any trouble. So somebody to watch. All right, the last team, the 4th squad in Group C, is Slovenia that we mentioned earlier. They have 2 NBA players, one being, of course, Luka, who led this team in the last European qualifier. They beat Canada also and won that event going 5-0 with Luka leading the way. So they are on a hot streak, and they're coming in playing some good team ball, their first Olympics. And Kankar is the other NBA player for that team. The rest of the players aren't bad either. They have some good pro-European players. Goran Dragic's little brother is playing on this squad as well. So not a team you can take lightly. I certainly expect Argentina and Spain to come out of this bracket, but Slovenia is definitely the wild card team that could get it done. In fact, they're close to Argentina. I could go either way. So it's going to be fun to see how that rolls. But that's the main group that I wanted to preview here. Just wanted to give the lay of the land of how the event's going to work. Some of the rules. It's going to be a fantastic tournament. It's going to be great for DFS. Again, with 4 games every day. And having the chance to prepare because the first game on each slate starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. So should be an exciting tournament, should be some great DFS pools and some good showdown slates on FanDuel. So if you want to catch it all, you could start by catching our first day of Olympic basketball, which we'll be posting later this morning. With the first 4 games on the docket. But if you want to review this, hopefully you took a second to listen in, sort of get an idea of the odds on the teams, how strong some of these squads are, and where we'll find some hopeful DFS positive plays, some fades, and certainly some value. So that is it, my friends. Really appreciate you listening to the preview show here, and look forward to just riding this out throughout. We absolutely crushed DFS. It would be 3 years ago now for FIBA when they had the tournament there, and this is even a step better than that. So should be great, and really looking to smash it every day. So really, for the rest of the entire Coach Talk team, for my basketball partner in crime here, Mr. Andrew Hansen. Again, I am Coach, and we look forward to catching you later today for this first set of 4 games. And we're certainly going to be looking to crush it in Olympic basketball.